Hello, it's Raymond Aaron, New York Times top 10 bestselling author, presenter, speaker, workshop leader, adventurer, philanthropist. I have lots of titles, but one of my titles is one of the best speakers in the whole world. One of the best speakers in the whole world. That's a pretty giant title. And I know it's true because when I'm in a group, when I'm on stage and there's maybe 5 other speakers at that event, and the participants hand in their speaker evaluation forms, I am almost always the number one most loved speaker. Deliver more value, funniest, most loved. And that's important. Why? Because it doesn't happen by coincidence. It doesn't happen by fluke. It's not my aura. It's not my karma. It's not some woo-woo stuff. There's actual rules that I follow. And when you follow those rules, giant benefit will come to you. Giant. Because I've created a speaker workshop. It's 3 solid days of such power you wouldn't believe it. So there are 57 communication errors that you make when you speak. And other people can't verbalize what the error is, but they know there's something different from when I talk to when normal people talk. Sure, not normal, that's not the right thing to say. When people talk who haven't been trained in how to communicate, then they say 57 errors when they speak. When I speak, I say none of those errors, and so people will buy my stuff, they'll vote for me, they'll promote me, they'll give me a job over other people, they'll sign on the dotted line for me and not for other people without even knowing why. You know, sometimes if I'm buying something and I buy from a particular salesperson, I don't know exactly why, and you may not know exactly why, but you get a certain feeling. Well, I know how to create that feeling. I know exactly how to do it. So in the speaker workshop, one of the things that happens is you learn what the 57 errors are. Shocking errors. One of them, you know, I call it a verbal fossil. Verbal means of or pertaining to speech. And fossil is, well, you know, you can see the outline of fish's bones on a stone. Fish that lived 1 million years ago and got squished into the stone, and then all you see is the outline of the bones. That's called a fossil. Well, a verbal fossil is also something that's dead, that doesn't belong there, but is still in people's speech. So they say, okay, so hold on, so, let me see, so of course when you, so you know what I mean, don't you? Is there someone that you know who has the same verbal fossil, whether it's or or of course, or you know, anything like that? Do you know someone who says the same one over and over and over? You do. And that's how fast you know that person. Well, if they do it, and you know lots of people who do it, guess what? You do it. And that's just one of them. Verbal fossil is one of them. There's 57 in total. So I teach you what the 57 are, and the way I teach it is very interesting. I just have participants talk. I ask them questions, they ask me questions, they answer questions, and they come up automatically. All 57 of them come up. See, if I said you do this, you say, maybe I do, maybe I don't. How do you know, Raymond? But when you actually speak in the class and you say something, I can put it on the screen and I can say, this is one of the 57 errors, and I explain it, and then we make sure we don't say that ever again. So that's an enormous, enormous benefit, because when you listen to me, you like it. You enjoy it. You feel comfortable. You feel safe. And with other people, you don't feel safe, but you didn't know why. The next thing that happens is I teach you one-on-one communication. In one-on-one communication, you have to be able to be in charge, not dominate. That's unpleasant. But you have to be in charge. You have to understand how to regulate the communication, how to get what it is that you need or want out of the communication. I teach 3 ways to start and maintain a conversation that make you so powerful that have the other person say, wow, that's fascinating. That's a great question. Wow, you're an amazing communicator. 3 different ways, and people are shocked at that, and we do training right in the class. We go back and forth, and we work on each other, and then I assign it as homework tonight, and the next morning I say, what are your wins? People are just so excited. And then I teach you how to speak to a group. I teach you how to get paid in advance. And by the way, when you get paid in advance for speaking, you don't get $11. Nobody pays you $11. Just like real estate doesn't go up by $11. When real estate goes up, it goes up by $50,000, $100,000. Similarly, when you get invited to speak on stage, and don't be frightened about it, I'll teach you exactly how to do it. They're not going to offer you $11. They're not going to offer you $200. You get $5,000, $10,000, $30,000. I get much, much, much more than that. And I started at way less than that, and very quickly I learned how to make much more. So if you want to make lots and lots of money on stage, I'll show you exactly how to do it. Exactly, you'll love it. I teach you how to behave when you're interviewed on radio and television, because what's fascinating, you won't even believe this, it's important to answer the questions you're asked, except the first one. You never, ever answer the first question. You always answer all the other questions. And when you're on stage, and you don't know why, but I'll explain it in the workshop. Another is, if you're on stage and someone asks you a question, listen to this. You always answer the question, but you never answer the questioner. What? What does that mean? I have lots and lots of rules. They're fun. When you first hear them, you say, what does that mean? And then when I teach you, you'll love it. I teach you how to have your own radio show. I teach you how, whatever you're selling, let's say you're selling something, I teach you how to communicate what you're selling in such a way that you'll increase your sales by a factor of 10. Increase your sales by a factor of 10. So if you're selling a book or whatever it is that you're selling online or in a store, I can show you how to increase your sales by a factor of 10. And if you're not selling anything, I show you exactly how to do it if you want to. If you don't want to sell anything, that's fine. I still teach you how to communicate brilliantly well. And by the way, I guarantee it's 10 times. I guarantee you. How? Because there's a test at the end where you say, here's the old way that I currently do it, and here's how much money I'm currently making or would make doing it the normal way. And then here's how much money I would make doing it Raymond's way. And when you divide, it comes out to 10 or more every single time, increasing your income by a factor of 10. And I guarantee it. It's the most amazing workshop I do. It's the Speaker and Communication Workshop. All my friends offer speaker and communication workshops. They all do. And they all charge anywhere between 3,000 US dollars up to about 10,000 British pounds, somewhere in that range. It's pretty expensive. There's nothing wrong with their offering that. I love them and they do a good job. But I think of communication as a mandatory human right. A mandatory, you just have to have it. Why? You may want to write this down. Communication equals income. Communication equals income. Do you want more income? If you want more income, you must communicate better. You might say, well, how do you know communication equals income? Let's look at it the other way around. If I locked you in a cave with no Wi-Fi, no ability to talk to anybody, what would your income be for that year? Nothing. So zero communication equals zero income. Better communication, better income. Great communication, spectacularly high income. I don't mean become a professional speaker. I mean just communicate better. And so all my friends charge a lot for it because they know that the people who attend that earn lots and lots of more money because they can communicate better. But I feel it's my give back. It's my giving back. It's not a charity, but it's a giving back in some sense where I charge nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. Just because I want to help you. I want to do a good job. I want you to dramatically increase your income. I don't mind charging a lot for my other courses, but the communication workshop, at least until my wife wrings my neck, and because she's embarrassed that I charge so little. She says, you're such a good communicator and you charge so little for your speaker and communication course. Most people say it's the best thing that I do and I charge the least for it. Why? I don't know. I think it's your right to communicate better and it's your right to earn better. And so I do it as my giving back. So as long as I keep offering it at a ridiculously low tuition, you should grab it. Click on the button, get into my speaker and communication workshop.